If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
I'm not a Russophile, never been to Russia. But just as you say, they fought Al-Qaeda, they fought radical Islam, they fought on their borders, they did all this, they came in and helped us. Now they're being attacked. It's a total sellout. So what do you expect Russia to do? Talk about what Russia did, finish your point, and then they said they're going to strike back. Will they strike back? I mean, they have every right under international law to strike back, but at the same time, they've not struck back so far, which shows major restraint. What the hell's going on where Trump said Hillary and Obama funded ISIS and Al-Qaeda, they're the founders of ISIS in Syria, and now he's bombing for them. What do we do as viewers and listeners? Go ahead.
This is the ending of a chapter. This should be perceived the same as any historical book has ever been read. We are not subject or different from historical relevancy.
That's right.
This is an empire. This is a complex. This is a period on a kinetic timeline that has been problematic and flawed from the jump. And what has just occurred, and how can we get really what happened on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue? How can we really know what's going on with Trump? But when they raided the White House, Sessions was double-crossed, and Bolton came in, there was an obvious switch in the tweets, the text, the narrative, and the rhetoric coming from the
Yeah, it was
White
like
House.
somebody else took over Trump's Twitter.
Yeah, and I could tell, and just, I'm telling
Are you saying the president's hostage?
Watch the video. That's all I could tell you. Watch the video.
Get that video
You
ready
don't
on
have
Trump
to be an
tonight.
expert. It's so
Well, Zach, you've been nothing but a good
It's so
source,
obvious.
and I know who you are. Are you saying the president's hostage?
I'm on the ground on the most effective area of operation when it comes to special operations and intelligence networking in the planet today, period. I'm right outside of McDale Air Force Base, and the drums of war are beating harder than they ever had. This is not a joke. This is not a game. The national security and the President of the United States are under threat, without question. This is just out of character. If not, he's been drugged. If not, he's been threatened. I can't get into certain speculations, but the troop movements, the kinetic algorithms that have already been triggered, this is so problematic. And the fact of the
Trump may have been under mind control, actually.
Listen to me. Watch the video. Compare it to others. You know him personally. Obviously, we've all had conversations and looked at him. Just watch. He's an older man. And the only
No, I saw the video driving in. You guys have Trump's statement 2 hours, an hour and a half ago? Let's play that and get Zach's take on this and the Owens. Here it is. Folks, I'm not trying to be dramatic here. I'm fearing for my own family right now, and I just think about the leftists that hope for the failure of America.
If you happen to be in Russia, if you happen to live in Russia, if you happen to live in the Middle East, if you happen to live in the majority of the world that has to happen to be 350 million people within the beautiful country that we love, what the hell do you think is going to happen? What the hell should your reaction be if you happen to live in Russia?
Yeah, will the Russians go kick Al-Qaeda's ass and ISIS so then we bomb them? I mean, this is unbelievable. We have no memory, though. That's why they do it. Here's the president. We'll go back to Zach. Here it is. And if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, on these feeds we did earlier, you just got to tune in.
Right off the script. Check it out.
Infowars.com/show. We'll go back to you, Zach. Here's that clip of the president.
My fellow Americans, a short time ago, I ordered the United States Armed Forces to launch precision strikes on targets associated with the chemical
He never looks
weapons
head up like that.
capabilities
He's head up.
of Syrian dictator
Go back to it.
Bashar al-Assad. A combined operation with the armed forces of France and the United Kingdom is now underway.
Well, Trump's
We
now a
thank them
fraud.
both.
So, yeah.
Tonight, I want to speak with you
Done.
about why we have taken this action. 1 year ago, Assad
His
launched
right eye looks
a
crazy.
savage chemical weapons attack
Oh, yeah, the last three were
against
staged.
his
God.
own
Oh.
innocent people.
And he used to, I mean,
United
look,
States
he knows all
responded
this. He tweeted about it.
with
Don't go
58
into Syria.
missile
Don't go into
strikes
Syria.
Let's go back. Back it up. I agree, but I'm interrupting. Back it up to the start.
Syrian Air
Back it up to
Force.
start. We're going to start again. I'm going to shut up. So's Owen. I apologize. I'm as bad as Owen is.
Americans. A short time ago, I ordered the United States Armed Forces to launch precision strikes on targets associated with the chemical weapons capabilities of Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad. a combined operation with the armed forces of France and the United Kingdom.
The left will claim
now
blowing up
underway.
Russians is like to help them.
Thank them both.
God, the left makes me
Tonight,
sick.
I want to speak
They
with
really
you
are the ones that did
about
this.
why we have taken
God, I'm sick of them. Man, I'm just done,
A year
man.
ago-
I'm done.
Assad launched a savage chemical weapons attack against his
Hit
own
pause.
innocent.
No, he didn't. There's no proof. Show it. Show it, you goddamn liar. Excuse me. It's true. Man, the Russians came in there at our behest. They defeated ISIS. They did 90% of the work. I'm not a Russophile. I'm a truthophile. That happened. ISIS is running around. Europe's open to the Muslims. Russia's fighting it. And he just says Russia did the chemical attack. That is a lie. This is the first time I've seen Trump, because everywhere I check it, he's on. What the hell, Owen?
I don't know. I don't think he believes what he just said. I don't think for 1 second he believes that. How could
Well,
he
show
not
me the
understand that?
proof, asshole. And that's not a violation of FCC. But I mean, I'm getting really angry here right now. Finish up with it right now. Go ahead.
Against his own innocent people. The United States responded with 58 missile strikes that destroyed 20% of the Syrian Air Force. Last
Oh,
Saturday,
great. That's fighting Al
the
Qaeda.
Assad regime again deployed
He's now
chemical
the
weapons
buddy of Al Qaeda.
to slow.
Hit pause. Back it up. He said Hillary's the founder of Al Qaeda. Well, you're now the butt boy of Al Qaeda, Trump. You now give them fluffer, services. I mean, I'm serious. I will not sell out the truth. I will not sell out who I am. So screw you. Owen, I'm serious, man. This is BS. I'm really freaking pissed right now.
Well, I think the scariest thing is I don't believe Russia's going to stand down. I mean, I think Russia's going to strike someone somewhere. It's probably
Russia
gonna be us.
has done is Christian now and is free market, and they went and kicked the radical Muslims' asses, and they're doing it everywhere. God almighty, I wish our government was like that. Jesus Christ.
Well, it's all biblical, so, just get ready, folks.
Here's the thing, man. I'm not a scorned woman. But Owen, we have maybe Trump in 3 or 4 days will disprove us. Maybe there's some weird wrinkle I don't get, but blowing up a bunch of Russians and Syrians that have fought so hard makes me feel like a piece of crap, man. I feel like a piece of filth right now. I feel like filth. I feel like filth. I never feel like filth. I don't like feeling like filth. I've given up everything in my life to be a good person, and I did everything for this guy, and now he has sold us out. What the hell, man?
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
One of the reasons that your audience is so awakened and so able to process information is because your health products actually greatly enhance neurological and cognitive function. This is something that I've been noticing that, people who live on junk foods and processed foods and take medications and go in and out of the pharmacy, they're dumbed down and they're easy for the globalists to control. You get on turmeric, like your body's product, and you've got the nootropics and all these other products. What happens is it takes a couple of months, but all the clouds start clearing out of their heads. The cobwebs go away, and they start being able to see with clarity what's happening in the world. Like, you're giving people the information to wake them up and the nutrition to wake them up. I mean, the brain's a physical organ. The brain has to physically and biochemically work before the brain can process the information that you're downloading to people.
Here's my problem. When I do take the bodies and the X2 and things, I'm already so crazed and focused that then I see everything so clear, I tend to get mad. Now, most people
have the
aren't.
same issue. Yeah.
Because then you're just like, but that's better than being in a coma. And they admit neurological disorders are exploding, IQs are dropping, people are in trance-like states. This is an incredible time to be alive. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because Bodies has just come back in. It's 25% off, and this has a 95 curcumin level. We went out with the top labs. We said we want the strongest concentrate of it out there. And Mike, you've tested the products, you've studied the products, you've looked at the products. You were saying that you really like Bodies and do think it's a top of the line turmeric product. And there's so much research on turmeric. It's just incredible.
This is the product that I like the most in your store, because turmeric and curcuminoids have the most universal positive effect on the body and the mind. This is key. You know, inflammation is a systemic problem. And you have inflammation of the brain, they call that something down the road. I can't use disease names here because of FDA regulations. You have inflammation of the cells, they call that something else down the road.
By the way, I've had Dr. Blaylock and other top brain surgeons on, and they say it's inflammation in the brain. That's why you've got Alzheimer's at age 30 now.
That's exactly right. Now, your product is an extract, and we've done heavy metals testing on all the turmeric products. We've done over 1,000 foods and supplements through our lab using ICP-MS mass spec testing. When you do the extract, it leaves all the heavy metals behind. The heavy metals stay in the root. So the turmeric root has lead in it, some lead.
Well, that's another reason.
Behind.
But the top lab we ended up using to make this said that. They said, listen, you want to go with the more expensive extract anyways, because then you can't pass the metals testing if you don't.
Exactly. So anyway, what I really noticed was that it's this combination that you're providing people the information to awaken them and the nutrition. Because if you're living on junk foods, folks, you're not going to be able to wake up and process the information.
It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
But they took a lot of people away. People that they thought were gonna make trouble for them. People that had guns or things they wanted, they just took them away.
Where?
Re-education camps, that's what they call it.
So part of it is we have to break through our kind of private idea that kids belong to their parents or kids belong to their families and recognize that kids belong to whole communities.
I have decided we really need camps for adults. And we need the kind of camps that you all run. I mean, really.
All persons of Japanese descent were required to register. Now they were taken to racetracks and fairgrounds where the Army almost overnight had built assembly centers.
I'm a sovereign citizen. I refuse to recognize you guys.
What kind of a situation in the U.S. would you see that happening?
I mean, we've got a lot of constitutionalists and a lot of people that stockpile weapons.
Plus, you have a lot of people that are coming out of the military that have the ability and the knowledge to build IEDs and to defeat law enforcement techniques.
These people are radicalized and they don't support the United States and they're disloyal to the United States. It's our right and our obligation to segregate them from the normal community.
And so what we're doing here, and let's not kid about it, we're building a domestic army because the government is afraid of its own citizens.
Put your gun down, really?
Rallying patriots worldwide in defense of human liberty. It's Alex Jones.
Are you some kind of a constitutionalist?
So these people who hold themselves out to be patriots are not. They're nothing more than domestic terrorists.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.